I'm Matthew Hamilton. This is speech 3, and this is my audience. Over 50 years ago, a woman died whose legend will live forever. Marilyn Monroe is seen every day in our entertainment industry throughout the world. Now, everyone here, I'm sure, knows exactly what she's famous for and who she is and heard her name throughout their whole life. But I admire her for more than just her work. I admire her because anyone that can leave that sort of impact on society should be praised, and everyone should know her more in depth. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about her childhood, her incredibly successful career, and her tragic death. I'm going to start out with her youth. Now, Marilyn Monroe was born to the name Norma Jean Mortensen on June 1st, 1926. And she never knew her father, and she was with her mother when she was born, but her mother would develop psychiatric problems and later in her life be admitted to a mental institution. So this in turn would lead to Marilyn spending most of her youth in foster care. Now, around 1937, which was around the age of 11 for her, she would begin to get care from a couple called Grace and Doc Goddard. And they'd take care of her for about 5 years until his job forced them to move to the East Coast, where they didn't have enough money to quite take her with them, so they had to leave her in Los Angeles, where she was born. Now, she was placed back in foster care, and Marilyn knew there was only one way out, and this way was marriage. At the time, she was dating a boy by the name Jimmy Dougherty. So, with this being her only way out, they wed on June 19th, 1942. Now, after they were wed, he was sent south, and she went to work in a munitions factory, and this is where she'd be discovered by a photographer. And while he was in South, her life would begin to change. Her pictures would be put up all over the place, and her focus would go completely from her life in a munitions factory and marriage to her career as a star. So, with that part of her life ending, it would be the beginning to an exciting new part of her life. As she divorced in 1946, she would sign her first movie contract. And this would be about the time that she would change her name to Marilyn Monroe that we all know today. She dyed her hair blonde and would take her turn at the movies. Around 1950, her career began to blossom, making the comedies with what you call the blonde bimbo roles. The Asphalt Jungle, Niagara, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, How to Marry a Millionaire. And she would be a sex symbol known all over the world for her blonde roles and her hourglass-shaped body. But she wanted to go to a more serious acting career, so she'd move to New York and take acting lessons, and she would dye her hair back brown, which is her natural color. But this wouldn't be the best choice for her. She would sign a movie with Dean Martin that she would eventually be fired from. For too many absences due to illnesses, she said, and Dean Martin refused to do the movie without her in it, so it was shelved by the movie producers. Now, her career would take a turn for the worse, but as at that time her life would too. She went through a series of failed marriages, one of them being to the famous baseball star Joe DiMaggio. Through the JFK scandals and JFK's brother, they would say that she had affairs with them and everything else, until her death on August 5th, 1962. They found an empty bottle of sleeping pills beside her in Los Angeles, and there would be conspiracies that it was murder and everything else, but the ended up ruling from the autopsies was that she overdosed from the sleeping pills, and the final ruling was suicide. And now that I've discussed her youth, her career, and her death, I hope that I've shed a whole new light on this legendary woman. And so next time, I hope you have a deeper respect and love for what she did for our modern society